Adobe Spark can be used to create simple web pages that are, it's easy to just tell a story with that. And so we're going to create one right now with the plus button, and we'll click on Page. Okay, and what they start you with is a title screen that looks almost like a PowerPoint slide or a Google Slides title slide. Click on there, we'll add a title, and I'm just going to pick a topic and we'll just find some information to post about this. Okay, there's our topic. So the first thing that happens is it pops up a little icon here of a photo, and you can click that to add a background to your image. You don't have to. You can stick with this plain gray color, but let's go ahead and click Photo. And I will just do their search feature to find all the pictures we're going to use for this web page. Okay, and there is our background picture. And so I'm just going to scroll down a little bit, and you can see the web page kind of slides down. Now, what's important is these little plus buttons will show up beneath each new section that you add, and that's how you insert elements to your web page. So you have choices of a photo, text, a button, a video, a photo grid, and a glide show. So let's run through those real quick. Adding a photo, well, let's add some text first. So I'm going to add text right here, and I'm just going to insert some dummy text. The way that you need to think about text here is that when you click on this, you get a formatting bar, and this applies to everything in the text here. So if you want to have a different formatted section, it's got to be a new block of text. And so if you choose to make all of this text heading 1, which is the big heading setting, all your text becomes really large. And so that's not a big deal if you have a small amount of text, but for a whole paragraph, that's not what you want to do. Heading 2 is a little bit smaller, but still pretty big. You can bold it. You can bold it one word at a time, or italicize, or add in links by typing in a web link, and that would change this word into a web link. So that's kind of the real basic version of how that works. So we can add other things here. Let's add a photo. Okay, and so when you add your photo, you can click on that photo, and there's some options here. And inline looks like this. The picture just gets posted sort of inside the boundary of your text and your content area. If you say fill screen, this photo becomes a big picture. So kind of like the background there, we slide down, and it's a neat effect, but then it slides up past it. And you also have a spot where you can enter in a caption. We can choose to do this as a window, which is similar, but it's a narrow slice. And so you get a picture that comes up like that. But still, it looks pretty cool. You can do full width, which is without that effect of sort of parallaxing past it. And we can move this up and down our stream of information. So if I need it to appear above the text, I can click the up arrow, and then it shows up right after the title, and the text goes afterwards. But we'll leave it where it was. Okay, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to put this as a window. And one other thing to talk about here is you can pick a focal point. And so sometimes you'll have a big picture, and it's focused on like a part of the picture that's not interesting, and so you don't get the full image you'd like to see. My focal point should be right on the telescope, like right there. Part of the telescope is always in view there. Okay, you can type in the caption box. Okay, and that kind of floats and fades on there with a nice effect. Okay, next we'll add a photo grid. So I'll click photo grid, and we're just going to add some pictures here. And so we'll say, click that one, and this one. Okay, so that's a photo grid, and we get these individual pictures here, and these can be clicked on, and then you can kind of tab through each picture as a slideshow if you want to. Let's talk about a glide show, and I'm just going to pick a few more sample pictures just to show off what this does. Okay, and so the effect of a glide show is, as I scroll past this photo grid here, we get the first picture in the glide show. And as you keep scrolling, you've got a spot to add some texture that scrolls up, and then it fades out into the next one. And it's all sort of dynamically changing as you scroll down. Now, from an organizational standpoint, I find that a little strange because you're scrolling down, but the effect is that you're zooming through pictures, which can be confusing. Even though the text elements would be coming up, it's a little odd. And so I wouldn't use that, but it's kind of a cool effect, I guess. But that's how that works. So I'm actually going to delete that one. And you can click here to add a video, and then you just type the YouTube address of the video that you want to add, and it will host the video right there in the middle of your slideshow. Okay, so that is basically how you set up a website. If you click the preview button, then you can look at it as a user would see it out in the real world. And so it would come up like this. And the main difference is you don't see the plus buttons in between. There's a text section, there's a picture. Here's some more pictures. And notice what it does is down at the bottom, it credits these photos. So you pulled it off, like this came up in our search, but that's from Wiki Images. These are from other sources on the internet, and so it stacks in credits where it has information for that, which is kind of nice. So, okay, so when you're ready to share this with someone, you click the share button. You can give it a title. Galaxies is fine. You can pick a category, education. Just like before, you have the authorship button to attach your name to it or not. Photo credits are on there, and there's the branding button. And then you can turn off the public search engine listing, and then create an unlisted link. So here's the link. I can copy that, and then if someone else were to go and look for that, they paste it in, and it would take them right to that website. Nice looking page, and very simple to create. And that's how you create simple web pages with Adobe Spark.